Hey everyone. So, if you're a purchasing manager in the packaging world, food, medical, you name it, you already know the pressure is on. I mean, it's not just about making a bag anymore, right? It's about making the right bag for today's market. So, let's dive in and see why upgrading your equipment isn't just another cost. It's probably one of the smartest investments you can make right now. All right, just look at these two options here. You're standing in a packed supermarket aisle. Which one are you going to grab? Yeah, it's the one on the right, almost every single time. And that's the point. The battle for your customer, it's being won or lost right there on the shelf. And your packaging, that's your frontline soldier. And that's because, let's be honest, the rules of the game have totally changed. What we're seeing now is a market that demands way more than just a box or a bag to hold stuff. Your packaging has to make a statement. It has to say something about your quality, how convenient your product is, and more about your commitment to sustainability. For starters, you've got governments all over the world getting much stricter with environmental laws. I mean, this whole push for recyclable materials, for using stuff like post-consumer recycled content, PCR, it's not just a nice to have anymore. It's fast becoming a non-negotiable requirement just to get your product on the shelf. And it's not just regulations. Consumers themselves are way more savvy than they used to be. They expect those modern, rounded corner designs that just feel premium in your hand. They're looking for convenient features like resealable zippers, and you better believe they're actively choosing brands that show they care about eco-friendly packaging. And then, behind the scenes, there's this other massive headache, right? The rising costs and, frankly, the shortage of skilled labor. If your company is still relying on people to manually align things and do quality checks, well, that's a huge operational problem that hits your bottom line hard. Okay, so this is where it all comes together. The challenge with traditional equipment. The thing is, those legacy machines, the workhorses that have been on the factory floor for years, they just weren't built for any of this new stuff. Trying to compete in the market of 2026 with 20-year-old tech, that's putting your business at a serious disadvantage. I mean, just think about it for a second. Older machines, they really struggle with modern eco-friendly films like PCR. You get wrinkles, bad seals, it's a mess. They create a ton of material waste because you're literally relying on an operator's eyeball for alignment. You're pretty much stuck with basic, boxy-looking designs. You're constantly risking inconsistent seals that can ruin the product. And you're totally dependent on having that one experienced operator on the line at all times. It's a lot of risk. So what's the answer here? Well, it's the new generation of smart bag makers. They're designed to tackle these exact challenges head on. Let's do a little side-by-side comparison and see what a difference they make. And this right here really sets the stage. Look, sustainability isn't some niche thing for a handful of shoppers anymore. It's a huge deal. Especially in markets like pet food, it's become a primary reason people choose one product over another. Your customers are literally scanning the packaging, looking for those eco-friendly logos. Okay, so here's the first huge advantage laid out perfectly. Your traditional machine, it's limited to basic films. But the new smart machine, it's built to handle PCR and monomaterials without breaking a sweat. So what's the takeaway for you? The benefit is you get to avoid those new eco-taxes, you meet the tough requirements from big retailers, and you unlock access to those high-end export markets that are demanding this stuff. So how do you actually get that premium look and feel? Well, it all starts with technology, just like this. On the left, that's a CCD vision system for cutting round corners, and on the right, that's the result. A perfectly smooth, modern bag that looks amazing on the shelf and feels great in your customer's hand. You can see the direct line from the tech to the final product appeal. Let's dig into that a little more. An old machine gives you sharp, kind of cheap-looking right angles. The new one uses that CCD vision system for perfect, smooth, round corners. The benefit for you? A modern look that just screams quality. Old machines can have inconsistent seals, right? But with smart servo controls, you get zero leaks. For a product like coffee or snacks, that means protecting the aroma and getting a longer shelf life. And adding things like zippers, it's no longer a separate, painful process. It's all done in line, which means more convenience for your customers and more repeat business for you. And the stakes get even higher when you start looking at industries like pharmaceuticals. We're talking about medical packaging here. Precision, compliance, perfect sealing. These aren't just nice marketing words. They are absolutely non-negotiable requirements for patient safety. And this is exactly the level of precision that this new technology delivers, day in and day out. Okay, so the benefits are pretty clear, right? But I know what you're thinking. What about the bottom line? Let's talk about the money. Let's calculate the return on investment.
And that really gets to the core question. Is this upgrade a cost or is it an investment? Because we really need to shift our thinking here. We're not just buying another piece of equipment. We are investing in efficiency, in market access, and ultimately in profitability. Let's see how the numbers back that up.
Now this is the number that should make everyone sit up and pay attention. A reduction in your scrap rate of 30% or more. Just stop and think for a minute what that actually means for your raw material costs. Especially when you're working with those expensive, high-tech films like PCR. This is a direct, massive saving that goes straight to your bottom line. So how is that even possible? Well, it's all about slashing those hidden costs. You know, the old way relies completely on a skilled operator trying to manually line up the film. But the new process uses a CCD vision system that automatically spots and corrects any printing mistakes in real time. What does that mean for you? It means you don't need a highly paid expert babysitting the machine, and you practically eliminate all that material you are wasting from human error. The end result is just a much, much lower overall cost to operate. I absolutely love this quote because it just nails the strategic value. Our machine isn't just making bags, it's making a marketing tool that can get you into high-end supermarkets. You see, you're moving way beyond simple production. You're creating a premium product, a marketing tool that opens doors to new customers and better retailers. Because at the end of the day, this is all about getting your facility ready to win. Not just today, but in the future. It's about building a production line that's agile, that's efficient, and that's compliant with whatever comes next. And this right here, this is what that future actually looks like. It's not a chaotic workshop. It's a clean, organized, and super productive factory floor where automation and precision are what drive your profitability. This is the after picture that this technology makes possible. So, let's just recap what you're really gaining here. You get the flexibility to easily handle small, custom orders. You get the confidence of knowing you can meet or even beat any global compliance standard. You get to reduce your downtime with modern remote diagnostics. And you do all of this while lowering your environmental footprint and becoming way more competitive and profitable. It's a win-win-win. So, I'll just leave you with this one final thought to chew on. The market of 2026, it isn't some far-off future. It's basically here already, with all its demands for sustainability, quality, and precision. So the only real question left is your production line ready for it?